Now betting for the sports animal, your afternoon drive. Number 2, men on, Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Robert Buck D. Gibson.
This is Two Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
It's Tuesday, Albuquerque. You know what that means? It means the boys are here.
Hey, real talk, all the boys are here.
It's a full day of boys.
So
today.
many boys today.
Today's for the boys. Tuesdays are for the boys, Michael. Michael, I know you have to do some technical stuff because we got some friends coming in to join us. Emmanuel McPhearson, who you know as EMAC, played defensive back for UNM, is going to come and sit down with us. Also, his very good friend is going to join us as well, Jeremy Soto, the owner of Showtime Barbershop, because we need to get an official ruling on Van's terrible haircut. That's why we're doing this whole thing. You think it's to help kids in the community, but no, we want Jeremy Soto, Showtime Barbershop, to come in here and say Van's haircut is not just ridiculous, it's embarrassing to the brand. It is a word I don't often use, but I'm going to use it freely here. Stupid. It is okay. This haircut would ruin. You're basically a masterpiece. I know you feel like I'm going down a path here. You're basically the Mona Lisa, right? And then you put that haircut on top of the Mona Lisa, and that's what you currently are.
I wish you wouldn't sugarcoat it and tell us how you really feel. I'd appreciate it if you just be honest.
Unarguably, the worst decision you have ever made in your life is the decision that you currently have to be out in public right now with that haircut. And Jeremy Soto is going to come in here, and he's going to talk about that. I can feel it.
I can feel that he's going to rave about this masterpiece of a haircut. The Mona Lisa could not be ruined with this haircut.
Yes, it could.
All right.
So so we're going to enjoy that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And EMAC's got some cool stuff going on in the community. He's got some neat stuff with helping kids and some athletic stuff. So we're going to talk about that. That'll be a little bit of a laugh, and then we'll follow it up with a lot of a laugh.
505-246-0610. Hit us up on the Sports Animal Hotline and Sports Animal text line and give your thoughts on tasteful mullet fades.
It's
a very tasteful haircut.
What you have?
Yeah.
No, your haircut is an extra in Trailer Park Boys.
Yes.
Yeah. Your hair.
You're saying positive things now.
They took Shorzy from Letterkenny, made his own series, and your guy in the background. You
keep saying really positive things.
Your haircut is if you tried out for a townie role in the movie Talladega Nights, and they told you were just too bumpkin. That's your current haircut.
Yes, you're describing it perfectly. I don't see you were being mean earlier. Now you're just actually describing it.
Your haircut is if you try to put a professional's toupee on top of a buzz cut, and then they didn't quite blend together successfully, and there's two tiers. Think like Toad from Mario.
Okay, now that's just fighting words.
I'm just saying the way I see it.
That's a personal affront to my barber, Leonard, who I'm sure Jeremy knows. So Leonard, if you're listening right now, text me at 505-246-0610, and I will give you Fred Slow's home address.
We are live on the live stream. You can catch us at Talk ABQ. And coming in from the texter, yes, your haircut does look like silly Canadians. So I don't know what that means, but there's a one. Also, we have some fun interviews today. I went to a press conference where Clint Hurdle and Todd Helton sat down in front of, us, the media, and talked about what their role is going to be with the Isotopes, and talked about how they're going to come in and kind of help some of the players grow. It was about a 20-25 minute thing. I cut out what I think is the best 15. So we're going to run that for you today. So you're going to get a little press conference from the Isotopes, and it's going to be basically uncut. Obviously, all my questions made the final cut. JJ Buck had a couple questions. It was the whole thing.
Okay. I wasn't able to be there today because I was packing and shipping friend of the show, 2 Men On t-shirt and
in the mail.
Packs.
It's in the mail.
It's in the mail. The first 10 friends of the show who asked for a t-shirt, they all went out today.
Oh,
so congratulations. If you want a t-shirt,
meet us Saturday night. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Okay, definitely that too. But also go on to social media, search for 2 Men On or at Talk ABQ. like and share our most recent image of me shipping out
Oh,
the shirts. Do that. Slide into our DMs
now,
with your t-shirt size and address.
yeah.
You could be part of the next
And as
round.
long as it's a realistic t-shirt size, like nothing way out there. You know what I mean? If you're like, Freddie, I need a 4XE, like, no, you don't need a tent from us. We're not giving you that.
No.
Like, that's not a thing. We have regular bell curve of sizes for the t-shirt.
I'm not going to send you a triple or quadruple X shirt so you can cut it up and make 4 more shirts for your whole family.
Yeah, by the way,
just ask for 4 shirts.
I'm a big capitalism guy, so I'm into that move.
Okay.
But no. Joining us at 6 o'clock, or did I get that backwards? So 6 o'clock, we're going to run that interview with Clint Hurdle and Todd Helton. That's going to be pretty good. 5:15 is a fun one. We sat down with former Major League Baseball umpire Joe West. We talked to Joe West for like 15 or 16, 17 pretty good minutes there. He's got a new podcast coming out, the 5460 podcast. It's going to be pretty good. So we sat down and talked to Joe West, and we're going to talk to him. We talked to him about baseball and music and why St. Louis, Missouri is the best baseball city in the country. We obviously talked about that. So we're going to air that at 5:15 as your boys will sit back from the live one and give you a little pre-recorded one, which you don't normally do, but we're doing it.
A little breaking of the fourth wall, a little behind the scenes action.
Yeah.
I was kind of stoked to interview Joe West.
Yeah, he was very nice.
Usually it's just work, but me being a baseball dork for a shade under 40 years, it was really cool.
Yeah.
And it's a really good interview.
Yeah, it was very good. And like we did, we livened it up a little bit, but talked about what he's got going on. So if you are the type who is interested in literal inside baseball, I mean, that's going to be the program for you.
And I'd like to think I've been a baseball fan for 40 years.
Yeah.
But there was this time in my life, like probably in between 0 and 2, maybe a little further, where I didn't make my own decisions for myself. So I'm not counting those.
Yeah, like that period in your life where you can't hold up your own neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge one.
Or, toilet myself.
Your boys are on till 6:15 tonight. We hand this broadcast over to the Albuquerque Isotopes as they are home today. Van starting a little homestand against Sacramento. That's going to be a good one. Josh Suchon will join us at 5:45. I said Shu. I've been trying to change that. Suchon. Josh Suchon.
Suchon.
I've done that more than once.
Suchon.
Josh Suchon joins us at
Unique, New York.
Thank you. It's very good. At 5:45, we're going to preview that a little bit and obviously talk about that press conference 2 days. There's your little recap. There's a little preview. That's what we got going on. Deebo Samuel's in the news, Van.
He's always in the news.
He's the only story in the news.
He's getting as much attention as Antonio Brown without all the crime.
49. And John Lynch, by the way, I like how John Lynch is like, because he's the GM now. Don't think he's not the GM. GM of the San Francisco 49ers. He's like, Thursday, it'd be hard for me, but if you offered me enough first rounders, I guess Deebo and Jimmy are both available. I guess if they gotta be on a Thursday. And you're like, John, you're not being coy. Everyone knows they're available.
Every player is always available.
Always.
Just depends on the price. Tom Brady right now is available. Aaron Rodgers, the last 3 years, has been available.
Yeah.
Just no one's willing to hit that asking price.
And John Lynch is doing, you ever see that TV show Shark Tank?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So NFL is Shark Tank. Okay. And he's like, okay, Sharks, I'm looking for 2 first-round draft picks and a possibility of a 3-4 swap in the future for a 10% gain in your offense. How do you feel? And the NFL's like, well, we actually love that. We don't care about first-round draft picks. Remember when one team said F the draft and they won the Super Bowl?
Immediately won the Super Bowl.
Now that's the only formula to winning Super Bowls because of recency bias. Every team will give you that.
All you have to do, the playbook is there. Get rid of your first-round picks, host the Super Bowl in your home city.
Yeah.
Boom, trophy.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you got to do.
It's really quite simple if you break it down.
When's the Super Bowl coming to Albuquerque? Because
Right.
I figured it out. So let's go win one.
All right. So let me make sure I got the math right on this. Get a Super Bowl caliber quarterback.
Check.
Cool. F the draft picks.
Check.
Which, by the way, fthedraft.com takes you directly to our show's website.
Not a joke.
Not a joke.
Literally does.
It literally does. Come see your boys. Then get away all your draft capital. By the way, capital, CAPT, IOL, AOL, capital.
None of those.
Capital.
Not a single one that you said.
Is it capital or capital?
Capital, like OL.
Which one is the credit card?
OL is money. AL is a city.
Oh, that
Also a letter.
That checks out substantially. That makes way more sense.
It's easier. Or you could just spell them both.
Which I wouldn't know
The
how
same.
to do. Would not know how to do that at all. Got my hometown tuning into the broadcast, so we're very excited about that. Recapping this one before we go grab EMAC, Emmanuel McPhearson. We got EMAC in after the break. That'll be great.
Sure.
Cool. Then we're also, at the time when we're talking about what he's got going on in the community, including camps and to-dos, we are going to be lambasting your haircut because Jeremy Soto,
allegedly lambasting,
the owner of Showtime Barbershop, will be here as well. That's going to be a lot of fun. Not a paid endorsement. We literally are just doing it to put you on blast. Then Zech McPhearson will join us. Z-Mac, who plays for the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to have a conversation with him about, I'm going to ask about the Wonderlick. You know, I've been on the Wonderlick lately. We're going down the Wonderlick path. We're going to do that. And then Joe West in the following up in the 5 o'clock hour, Josh Suchon, and then the Clint Hurdle, Todd Helton press conference. There you go. You got a program today.
I want to talk McPhearson family. How did they pull this off?
Okay.
Everyone in the family is an elite level athlete.
You are correct. We need to put them up against other elite level families. I'm going to come up with a short list.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So obviously Skywalkers are going to be on my list. I'm not going to ruin any of the rest of it.
Okay.
But they are definitely on. 2 Men On live from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. We are powered by New Mexico Pinion Coffee. We start our days at the YMCA and we play on Team I-9. It's 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Beat the New Mexico heat this summer with regular maintenance of your HVAC system. Call Anderson Air Corps, the HVAC geeks, and put our 60 years of expertise to work at your home or business. Visit AndersonAirCorps.com to learn more.
This report brought to you by Anderson Air Corps Heating and Cooling.
Well, traffic right now, police activity continues to have northbound I-25 shut down at Paseo, and we've got a lot of backups. If you can, just avoid that area altogether and seek out an alternate route. I want to thank James for the call on the Traffic Tracker hotline. Everything else right now in the metro looking good. I-40 looks good in both directions, and your river crossings are moving up to speed as well.
Gas prices suck, and if you've got a gas guzzler, now's the time to fight the suck. Get into Malloy Los Lunas and pick up one of our 30 vehicles rated over 30 miles per gallon. Plus, we want to give you a $1,000 gas card. No purchase necessary. Visit MalloyLosLunas.com. See dealer for details.
This report is brought to you by Malloy Los Lunas.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Shop in store or online at AmericanHome.com. They guarantee you'll pay less. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
The Sports Animal has your shot at $100 10 times a day and $25,000 for the grand prize. Think of it as freeing up some cap space and giving it back to the people. The 25K payday. Listen for the national keyword every hour from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays. Text the keyword for your chance at $100. Please don't text and drive. Contest details are online now at sportsanimалabq.com.
I'm Joel Clark, a Select Quote agent, with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and he can't take it with him. Well, I went to work and found Ray, who's 40 and takes medication to control his high blood pressure, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. That's way more coverage for a lot less than what he was paying. If SelectQuote didn't shop for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote and to find out how much you can save, call 1-800-885-9500. That's 1-800-885-9500. 1-800-885-9500. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
What does it mean to be a good neighbor? It means rising up and being there for each other. With State Farm, it also means helping our customers because you are our neighbors. State Farm agent Art Sandoval wants you to know he's ready to help. To any State Farm customer facing financial burdens, call your State Farm agent. After all, now more than ever, being a good neighbor means everything. Art Sandoval, 338-0300. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Dirty exterior? Don't scrub it. Wet it and forget it. Wet and forget. The easy outdoor cleaner. Wet and Forget works overtime with Mother Nature to eliminate unsightly black and green stains on the exterior of your home with no scrubbing, power washing, or bleach. Use Wet and Forget on all your outdoor surfaces, including decks, siding, roofs, and patios. Wet and Forget is available as a concentrate or extreme reach hose end. Purchase Wet and Forget in-store or online at Lowe's, Menards, Ace, or Walmart.
Whoa, Greg's up.
He's never up this early.
Hey guys. Okay, so this is called the Bell Breakfast Box from Taco Bell.
Oh, thanks. I can read. And that's a coffee. Helps you open your eyes.
And that's a breakfast burrito. You can start from either end.
You guys always this condescending in the morning?
Pretty much.
Wake up with the new $5 Bell Breakfast Box, filled with a grande toasted breakfast burrito, hash brown, 2 Cinnabon Delights, and a coffee. At limited participating Taco Bell locations near you during breakfast hours only. Contact local store for prices, hours, and participation, which vary. Tax extra. Drinks excludes freezes.
This is where
Here we go, guys. Stand by. Here we go.
95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Here we go, guys. You're up.
Welcome back to the program. Let's do what we do when we got new boys in here. Welcome, boys. Joining us on the program, Emmanuel McPhearson, and owner of Showtime Barbershop, Jeremy Soto. Emac, I know you in the world of real estate, you in the world of all that life, and obviously John Lopez, big proud sponsor of the program. Mm-hmm. I mean, is there bad blood here? Do we need to get anything out ahead of time?
So when I actually started the real estate game, I was with John Lopez.
Nice.
So John's actually the one that showed me the ropes.
He's the he's the absolute best.
Yeah,
he's just about the nicest guy.
He's really good.
You're here because you guys are doing something, right? You got some camps going on. You're doing skills camps and combines. Talk to us a little bit and talk about us a little bit with working with Bernalillo High School because they got a cool facility out there.
Cool facility with a great view. Me and my partner, best friend, Showtime. We wanted to do something special, and we figured, Showtime
we've been talking about it for a long time.
Yeah,
so
he had the vision. And, between both of us, we had the connections to get it done. We just kind of wanted to give Albuquerque something that, there's never has had before.
Sure.
And, we decided to bring a camp, have a few special guests come down, and
there you go.
A nice little show.
Now, Showtime, talking about vision. I mean, obviously, you got a pretty good set of eyes. You're a barber. Will you do me a favor? Just glance over your left shoulder real quick. You look at this thing right here. Look what Van's got going on. Now, is this the worst thing you've ever seen on a human head? Like physically walking around this city?
No, it's not. You'd be surprised. You would be surprised.
Look, it doesn't even mold in the back. It's like just only on. It's like a side. You look like a stegosaurus.
See,
if it was doing it.
I see the potential. I see what it could be.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, take notes here.
I see what I could do with it.
My boy needs to grow.
Putting my boy Leonard on blast. So.
All right, so talk to me about the Schmack Athletics. Talk to me about what's going on, SHMAC. Talk to me give me all the details in the camp so everyone gets it before they get out of the car.
So real quick, the Schmack came from my name and his name, Showtime and EMAC. And like we said, we had a vision. I have a son that plays sports. So I've taken him to so many camps, and our whole thing was we wanted to try here that you would normally have to travel outside of Albuquerque to get, with all the people and the guests and stuff like that, because there's those kind of people here. We have those options here. We have all that stuff here. So it was just time to put it together,
Time to get it done.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to it, man. I was blessed to kind of have a nice little platform around me. And we just wanted to use that to kind of give back to Albuquerque.
So EMAC, I know you can see on your screen right now, you got EMAC in the house. Your brother ZMAC is going to be joining us next segment. Mm-hmm. On the Facebook live stream, I went and titled myself VMAC today.
Man, why not?
I'll be an honorary member of the fam, at least for 30 minutes.
We'd be proud to have you.
I'm really excited to see where your love of sports came from and like how your family does it, because it's an amazing family. Let me pivot towards Jeremy right now first. Where did your love of sports come from, and your passion and, using sports to help the community?
So basically, I was born into it. I didn't have a big family like this guy, but from day one, I was all about it. I played every sport. I played at all levels. I actually played college basketball, professional basketball, and then once we got together, I played 1 year of arena football. So I've just always been around it. It's just something that I absolutely love. And now that I have kids, it's like a lot of parents like to live through their children. Like that, for me, that chapter's done. But giving back and coaching and stuff like that, that's where we're at now. And that's kind of like, that's my new chapter, my new competitive aspect.
Coach B says, "What's up, boys?"
Coach
So
B,
there you go from the live chat, from the live text. All right, so B-Mac, you were a Lobo from what, 09 to 13? Do I got that right?
Yes.
All right, secondary, obviously laid some hits, do the thing, made some plays. After you got away from the game, you still had that competitive edge, though, right? You still had that want to get out there and go. Like, how do you kind of curb that? How do you curb that competitiveness?
Not necessarily want to get back out and play again, but
right,
the mindset of a football player, that's the mindset you have for the rest of your life, whether it's in the workplace, your daily 9 to 5, whatever you're doing, you just kind of wake up and you're a natural competitor. So, now I just try to be the best we can be in all we do. And, that's the goal. So right now we just figured like, man, we've been there. Let's figure out a way to pass that competitive nature on to other people or other kids in this case, and, help them grow.
There you go. I mean, I love everything about that.
Speaking of being the best you can be, the Schmack Athletic Skills Camp, what are you going to help these young athletes do? What are they learning? Is it body stuff? Is it brain stuff? Is it a little bit of everything?
A little bit of everything. Like with the people that we have coming, you're going to get knowledge, experience, like, these things that these kids have no idea. In the big city, you can run into a guy and it's, it's a different aspect. Here, you don't really see those kind of people. And so for these kids to see guys that have done it, that's just going to be huge for them. It's going to make them feel a lot better. And then with the camp, just, all the training, the drills, just stuff coming from guys that have been there and done it,
Right.
Nice.
Give me ages though. Like what are the age groups we're looking at and how are you splitting them up?
First day, it'll be 3 through 8th grade.
Okay.
Second day will be high school.
Oh, that easy. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to do 1 day for each session. And,
Okay.
and then the high school group is going to be a lot more competitive.
Well, it's got to cost like $1,000 a kid, right? It's got to be like way up there.
Nah, it's $100 a kid.
Oh, okay.
And the kids are going to get camp shirts. We're going to give out awards.
Oh, heck yeah.
We're going to try to do as much that we can to give back as possible.
Love everything about that. Okay, so this is the inaugural. This is the start.
First annual
start.
Oh my God, you nervous? Like, what's up? I mean, there's like.
I think at first we were kind of nervous, but I think we're past that now.
Yeah.
We're just ready to get going and get
making that decision to actually like.
Yeah.
Pull the plug.
Here's the date.
Get going. I'm like, I remember I told him, I said, once we announce that we're going to do this, like, there's no going back. Like, you got to do this.
July 2nd and 3rd is the camp. Obviously, you said 3 through 8th grade will be on the 2nd, and then the 3rd will be your high schoolers.
Mm-hmm.
So you go out there, and what you're going to do is you're going to refine skills, you're going to learn skills, you're going to learn a lot, not just about the game, but adjacent to the game.
What else can these young athletes expect at the event?
So, it's a 1-day camp for each age group. So time will be limited on working. I think the biggest aspect of this camp is giving these kids a chance to go up to an NFL guy and touch him and feel him. For me, growing up in a household of all athletes, I was able to go up to my dad who played in spend some time in the NFL and touch him and see what he did was, a dream came true. I was able to go to my older brother and touch him and say, oh man, he did it. Well, I can do it too. So for us, it's the ability to give these kids the opportunity to walk up to someone and say, oh man, you made it to the NFL and you used to be a kid just like me. And that, the ability to put your hands on somebody kind of gives you, a lot of power in yourself.
Well, and be it UNM or the high schools here in Albuquerque, I mean, there are players that go on at the football game to do really well professionally, and if it's right now, there's a handful of guys from UNM playing in the USFL. I don't know if you boys are tuning into that. And then obviously the Zach Gentry, the obvious names that are out there with everyone. Are you going to be able to make that connection to where those players seem like you're identifying as real and approachable as opposed to guys that are on your posters?
We haven't really reached out to any of the former UNM guys.
Yeah.
But the guys we do have on our list, well, we have Byron Bell who played, close to 10 years in the league.
Yeah, pretty good.
And 90 starts.
Yeah.
We're hoping that people see what we're doing and take it serious.
There you go.
And then at that point, maybe reach out to us. Like the next step for us is we're going to start reaching out to college coaches and maybe doing like scouting combines for the high school kids.
Oh, heck
where we
yeah.
can bring everybody here to see what New Mexico has to offer.
What advice would you have for young athlete that maybe needs some motivation, maybe needs some direction?
Out here, like I said, I think a big problem is there's a lack of support. There's a lack of resources, and
sure.
As long as kids can keep, have the love, the drive, the motivation, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring the resources, and stuff like that out here to help these kids. And like he said, show them what you can be, what you can accomplish from here. Like, you don't have to leave Albuquerque, and that's kind of the conception, the idea that everybody has is like, you have to leave Albuquerque to accomplish these things. No, you don't, because you know what? There's people here that are going to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
SmackAthletics.com,
SHMAC athletics.com. That's where you can get all the information on what is going on. Obviously, social media exists for you boys.
Yeah.
So
Facebook.
Yeah. So check out Instagram, check out Facebook and all that stuff. Cool. We got it. It's $100 a pop. It's a little bit more for souvenir stuff. Is that the idea?
$140 for the photo package.
Oh, there you go.
We do action shots and stuff like that.
Oh, heck yeah.
So we'll have photographers out there. We're going to have DJs. That's the other thing. Like you said, there's going to be a production behind
Yeah, it needs to be.
It's not just show up and do some drills.
State-of-the-art camp.
Yeah.
And there's something like real important, because Van and I talk about this regularly in the show. I broadcast for a college here in the state. So at New Mexico Highlands, the thing I always kind of stress to the student athlete is like, we're capturing all your games. These are all your memories right now.
Right.
And I think there's something special with that for kids too.
Huge.
Because when we were coming up, like, Van, how much footage you got of you running the football?
Literally zero.
Yeah. How much?
Literally zero.
Hey, do I got that big game we went and shot I hit against Marquette? No, I don't. I don't.
This is a different era. You got to capture all these moments.
There not being any video evidence makes me way better now, though.
Oh, 100%.
The stories I tell.
Story is grown. The legend.
I love everything about that. Your brother's coming out.
Yep.
I mean, what's up? What's up with that? You just get NFL talent like that?
He's happy to come down
Yeah.
and to be of help to us, and give the kids the opportunity to meet someone that made it. And that's the whole idea behind him coming out. And we want to make this a yearly thing where we're able to do this every year, and just give kids that opportunity to be a part of it.
Love everything about that.
Yep.
And Zech is going to join us after the break, actually.
Yep.
So Z-Mac is going to join us, and we're gonna loosen up a little bit. Obviously, we're gonna keep it football, and then I know Showtime, you're gonna step aside for a minute because five voices is too many for radio. There's no other way. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about kind of the athleticism of your family. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna ask about the Wonderlic. Did he take the Wonderlic?
I think he did.
All right, I'm gonna need full transparency on the score.
Sure.
I'm gonna need
Zach's a smart guy.
That's-
He was a high GPA guy.
That's what he's going to tell you. So that's what we're gonna. So we're gonna make sure we talk about that because I'm obsessed with it right now. It's the most important thing in the world to me. And I want to talk to you boys about NIL a little bit.
Okay.
I just have an obsession with NIL and what you guys think it'll do for the game. Any final words before we cut you loose?
No, I just want to say thanks for having us on. We're really looking forward to the camp, and we hope that we get a good turnout.
Any final words for Coach B?
Yeah, Coach B's the man. I tell him I miss him.
Yes,
Tell him I miss him. It's my guy.
He's one of the boys.
He's a great guy.
It's not even close. Whenever we get back, I mean, this show goes from JV to varsity, boys. We I'm about to talk some NFL football after this one. I'm sure we'll sneak in some draft talk too. Sure. 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Do you have a property you'd like to sell? We can make you a cash offer in minutes. Visit us at WeBuyNewMexico.com. That's WeBuyNewMexico.com. Let us make you a cash offer.
Brought to you by WeBuyNewMexico.com. Let them make you an offer on your house today.
Well, traffic right now, northbound I-25 is just a mess at the moment. It is closed at Paseo del Norte, and we have got a lot of backups this afternoon. Just avoid the area altogether. If you can, seek out an alternate route. Also seeing some slowdowns westbound on I-40 right now as you approach Rio Grande. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, the largest selection of in-stock furniture in the state, locally owned and operated. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
Sports Animal and JPR Decorative Gravel present the Rock and Brew Book Drive. Help us put books in the hands of kids for summer. And you can save some cash at your favorite breweries, too. Bring new or gently used children's books to participating breweries, and you'll receive $1 off each beer you buy that day. Breweries like Sidetrack Brewing or Either Quarter Celtic Brew Pub, plus lots more. Save $1 off a beer and help our community at the same time. Get the full list of drop-off locations online now at sportsanimalabq.com.
Dirty exterior? Don't scrub it. Wet it and forget it. Wet and Forget, the easy outdoor cleaner. Wet and Forget works overtime with Mother Nature to eliminate unsightly black and green stains on the exterior of your home with no scrubbing, power washing, or bleach. Use Wet and Forget on all your outdoor surfaces, including decks, siding, roofs, and patios. Wet and Forget is available as a concentrate or extreme reach hose end. Purchase Wet and Forget in-store or online at Lowe's, Menards, Ace, or Walmart.
Whoa, Greg's up.
He's never up this early.
Hey, guys.
Okay, so this is called the Bell Breakfast Box from Taco Bell.
Oh, thanks. I can read.
And that's a coffee. Helps you open your eyes.
And that's a breakfast burrito. You can start from either end.
You guys always this condescending in the morning?
Pretty much.
Wake up with the new $5 Bell Breakfast Box, filled with a grande toasted breakfast burrito, hash brown, 2 Cinnabon Delights, and a coffee. At limited participating Taco Bell locations near you during breakfast hours only. Contact local store for prices, hours, and participation, which vary. Tax extra. Drinks excludes freezes.
If you need quality tools and equipment, the day to buy is Thursday, April 28th at Frank's Supply Company. Frank's Supply is family-owned since 1953 and offers sales and rentals on tools and equipment for the personal user. DeWalt 20-volt hammer drill and impact driver combo kit, only $259. Comes with free LED headlamp. Milwaukee 12-volt hammer drill and impact driver combo kit, only $269. Comes with free tool gift. Yes, Frank's Supply is giving customers free gift with purchase on many hot sale items. Product demonstrations by over 30 manufacturers. Everything is on sale for one day only this Thursday, April 28th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Frank's Supply, your complete source for sales and rental, tools and equipment. Come by Frank's Supply. 3311 Stanford Drive. That's 3311 Stanford Drive Northeast, or call 884-0000. That's 505-884-0000.
Where could 5 Hour Energy take you? How about on a $10,000 dream vacation? Imagine visiting a sun-soaked tropical beach, a picturesque ski resort in the mountains, or exploring one of the world's most exciting cities. It's up to you. Just vote for 5 Hour Energy's next delicious flavor. 5 lucky winners will get the trip of a lifetime to their dream destination. Go to 5hevote.com for official rules and to enter. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes ends June 30th, 2022. Must be U.S. resident, age 18 or older to enter. Void where prohibited. Sponsored by Living Essentials, LLC.
Let's plan on having concessions over there.
Mike is remodeling the old family drive-in movie theater.
Go find Gavin. Tell him the sound team is here.
He'll need a new front-of-house cast and behind-the-scenes crew.
Hey, can we talk staffing real quick? I'm thinking at least 6 per shift.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
There's nothing like hearing the songs you love on local radio with no subscriptions and no monthly fees. But there's a new bill in Congress.
Here we go.
Stop the music. If passed, this bill would tax your local radio stations simply to play the music you love. Text local to 52886 and ask Congress to support local radio stations. Help us keep you connected to the music, local news, weather, and traffic that you need each day. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays at 1.
Identity, you have none. What's your personnel look like?
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Welcome back to the program. 4:30 here in the mountain. You just got off work. Well, thanks for joining your boys. So I am Fred. My co-host is Van. We got the McPhearson boys with us.
What's up, Z?
Live in studio. EMAC. Live on the phone. Z-Mac. Z-Mac, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited to be on. Thanks for having me.
It's going to be pretty good. Obviously, defensive back for the Philadelphia Eagles. Gets up and down the field real fast. I don't know. He tackles you a little bit. He deflects passes. He's that guy. So now a friend of the show and one of 2 men on. And you're coming to town in the first week of July because you want to. I'm guessing you're coming to work out in the high elevation. That's your plan.
No, I'm coming down. Definitely hosting this camp. I'm excited to get down there, mingle around with the kids, have a good time with everybody,
yes, sir,
and have some fun.
So we're sitting down here with your brother. Obviously, we're having a lot of laughs. We're doing our thing, and then the conversation comes up of like the athleticism of your family. And your brother's like, yeah, my dad's the best athlete going. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna ask C-Mac who's the best athlete going is. So who is it, Zach? Is it you? Is it your brother? Is it your dad? Is it your mom? Like, who's the best athlete in the McPhearson family?
I definitely want to give a shout out to all the ones that came ahead of me, but I'll definitely have to say it's myself.
There we go.
I think I walked into that role about a year ago.
And that's the kind of confidence that it takes to get to this level, right? Because you're competing with the best athletes in the world, but you started competing against your own family. Like, what's it like being in that house and competing with your family, not only for like playing time on the field, but like the first serving at Thanksgiving dinner?
Right. I was the one that was always getting roughed around, getting bullied a little bit, but it made me tough, made me what I am right now. But it was definitely very competitive coming up. It was a good time. I definitely wouldn't take those days for granted.
There's a McPhearson myth that one of my older brothers put Zach in the dryer when he was a kid.
Oh no,
we can't confirm or deny it, but
when when I throw a sweater in the dryer, it shrinks.
Right.
So that's why he don't play wide receiver.
Yeah,
because he just got out a little like that. Zech McPhearson, Z-Mac drafted 123 overall in the 4th round last year. I mean, what's the problem? You couldn't top the top 120? Couldn't be like 119? What's the problem here?
I don't know. That's the talk we got to have with the GM. Everything works out for a reason, though.
Yeah, it worked out.
How is Philly? Is Philadelphia the spot? Had you spent any time up there in Philadelphia before being drafted by the team?
I haven't spent too much time up here, but now that I'm up here, I'd say I like it a lot. It's a different type of city. I'm pretty sure you guys heard about the fan base up here, and
sure,
yeah, very
and
familiar.
The passion that goes in, right, and the passion that just goes into this city. So it's different, but I definitely love it.
You just segued into my next question. The fans in Philadelphia, they love you and they embrace you, or they absolutely hate you. Have you been able to deal with both of those, or is it more one or the other?
No, me. I mean, I'm pretty much still on a clean slate here, and that's just the way I would want to keep it. But I mean, that's just the way it is. It's kind of motivating to play in a city like this. It brings the best out of you. Just go out there, play your hardest, and the city will love you. The city will be behind you in everything you do.
All right, Mac. Here's the question. So your brother's going to come to town. You guys are working on the camp together.
Sure.
What do you hope to convey from your brother, who's an NFLer, to the youth of Albuquerque? What is that message you want to make sure you share?
I mean, he knows the exact steps that it takes to get to that level. That's knowledge that I myself, can't even give these kids. So, we're glad to have guys, like my little brother Zach and guys like Byron Bell on staff that they can tell you exactly what it takes, to get to that point. And that's valuable knowledge, for all these kids that'll be at the camp.
What is that one piece of off the field advice, Zach, that you're going to give to these kids? What is that information that you learned early on in your professional career that you think might be valuable to kids these days?
I definitely probably would say now, even I'm still hearing it from my coaches in the NFL, is probably just the fundamentals of the game, especially on the field. And you don't ever want to steer away from the fundamentals, because that's just the nature of the game. That's what the game is made up of. It's the little things, the little details that, make guys like Tom Brady, the Drew Breeses separate, And that's definitely what I want to inspire these kids to do, is really, as they're out there having fun, to just focus on the little details, whether it's just putting their foot on the line to start a drill or finishing through the line. It's the little stuff that makes you great, and the little stuff that's going to take you a long way in the game.
SMAC Athletic Skills Camp coming up. Check out SMAC Athletics, SHMAC Athletics on Instagram, Facebook, and wherever else you find your info on the interwebs. So, EMAC, when Z-Mac comes to town, is this your brother, or is this the defensive back for the Eagles?
Good question.
Because when you go to the skills camp, you're like, no, you can't sign autographs. We got to pick up pylons first.
His brother.
There you go.
There you go.
This is the brother.
So I mean, but are you guys lined up? So like Zach comes down. Is it you going to take him to the Isotopes game? You can take him to the top of St. Diaz Peak? Like, what's the plan here?
I don't know. I mean, the second and third they're going to be long, busy days for us.
Yeah.
So we'll be grinding a lot of those days, and some of the other family will be here, so it'll be more of a camp and spend family time together. And for a lot of them, it'll be the first time coming to Albuquerque, so it'll be more just working, and then when we're not working, just hanging out with each other.
I just had this talk the other day. I don't know if you boys agree, but like, I think it's hard for boys just to hang out unless you're doing something. I never, if Van would be like, hey, come over and just kick back with me, I'd be like, no. Don't you have any choring we can do?
You don't want to talk about your feelings with me, Fred?
No, I want to help you with landscaping. Like, this sounds boring and terrible.
Well, it'll be July 2nd. It'll be hot. So by the end of the day, we'll probably be exhausted, ready just to sit and chill or sit and eat.
Z-Mac, in your time collegially and now your time in the NFL, is there a opinion about New Mexico and New Mexico footballer? Is there a conversation amongst collegiate or pro athletes about the type of athlete that comes out of the Enchantment State?
No, to be honest, there actually is none that I heard of. I mean, I actually haven't really heard anything about New Mexico, really. I know most people probably forget, that the state even exists, not to be rude or throw shade on the state of New Mexico.
It's super true.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. When I was in Lubbock, there was actually, Lubbock's not too far from New Mexico, and a lot of my coaching staff was from, they coached at the University of New Mexico as well. So I definitely, been around talks about New Mexico, and I'm excited to get down there. I've never been to New Mexico. This will be my first time going, so I'm excited for it.
Oh, you're going to love it, man.
Well, I mean, only you're going to love the weather, the culture, the food, the pretty girls.
Right.
Actually, don't tell anyone about this. Like, keep this all for us. We're just going to keep this one to ourselves. You come and you leave, but don't talk about it at all.
I mean, he may not like the food though. We're kind of we're East Coasters, so the green chili really don't sit.
Yeah, I can't do it either. I don't mess with it. I just
Fred can't hang.
No,
I don't sit too well.
I play the part on the radio. Z-Mac coming to town July 2nd and 3rd for the Schmack Athletic Skills Camp and Combine, little 2-day event out at Bernalillo High School. You can connect with them at schmackathletics@gmail.com or the website schmackathletics.com. And you boys are the best. Did we miss anything?
That's it, man. We just, we hope to have tons of kids come out. Looking forward to give something really good to the city. It's a good opportunity for everyone, to get around the NFL guys that played level at a really high level. So we're just excited. I'm excited to give back.
Z-Mac, did you take the Wonderlick?
Yeah, I took the Wonderlick a few times. Yep.
Oh, I mean, why? Because the first one wasn't what you wanted, or what's up?
No, the teams just give it out to during the draft process, but it's not the best test to take. It kind of gets boring after a while.
So, all right, so I know you don't know Van, but I'm just going to let you know, he's in his early 40s and he still wears a mullet. So I'm just going to kind of give you the idea on who he is. How would Van do on the Wonderlick?
I think he'll do all right.
All right, that's nice.
Thank you. That's very nice of you.
Knowing
nothing about me whatsoever.
I described the mullet.
Well, you got to say
average.
There you go. Nice.
Above average.
I just heard from Jeremy that my mullet is also above average. So there's that too.
He also
That's pretty stylish.
He also said work in progress, which is
like
what every relationship you've ever had is said about you. So you have that.
I'm noticing a trend here. I'm going to write this down.
Yes, write that down. Z-Mac, thank you so very much.
No, I appreciate you guys for having me. I'm excited to get down there for the Smack Athletics Camp. I encourage all the kids to come out. It'll be a good time. Get to know each other and have fun doing it. So, thank you.
Love that. Love everything about that.
Sure. Everybody show face.
E-Mac, anything we missed?
No, that's it. Follow our Instagram, Facebook page, Smack Athletics. It'll have all the updates on there. We release the coaching staff through the Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, cool.
That'll be it, man.
I love that.
Zach, thanks for jumping on. Love you, bro. And we'll see everybody soon.
Excellent. That's Schmack with a SH.
Yes,
with an
SH MAC Schmack.
We've been talking about the Wonderlick kind of all week because I'm obsessed with it. And when we get back, we'll recap the value on it and how it's just allegedly used as a tool to diminish the value of people in the NFL. I don't know. We'll find out.
It's definitely a finesse test.
It's 100% that.
It's definitely a finesse.
No doubt. 2 Men On live from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. We're powered by New Mexico Pinon Coffee. We play on Team I-9 and start our days at the YMCA of Central New Mexico. It's 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Wendy's knows a better breakfast starts with a better biscuit. That's why you can get a hot and buttery Wendy's breakfast biscuit with bacon or sausage, fresh cracked egg and cheese for just $1. Get your Wendy's Buck Biscuit Sandwich today. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. This report is sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast Biscuit Sandwich. Just $1.
Well, traffic this afternoon, you're going to want to continue to avoid northbound I-25 as it remains shut down at Paseo del Norte. That is due to police activity. We've got a lot of backups in that area. Again, just find yourself an alternate route and avoid that altogether if you can. Seeing some slowdowns right now as well. Westbound on I-40, they're going to start around the interchange and go until Rio Grande. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Shop in store or online at AmericanHome.com. They guarantee you'll pay less. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is Jim Rome with the CBS Sports Minute. Hey, remember when Phil Mickelson was so hyped about playing golf with those, quote, scary mother bleepers, end quote, but then suddenly pulled a Ben Simmons and stopped playing for no apparent reason? Yeah, well, Ben Mickelson is apparently not out of the golf business and not golfing with the, quote, scary mother bleepers, end of quote, either. I'm Jim Rome.
Telling it like it is.
What's going to happen in 1 year? You're going to be looking into his numbers, and they're going to look like Goff in L.A. with McVay. Now you're going to say to yourself, well, Goff got to a Super Bowl. Or Jimmy did. Yeah, in the NFC. Have you seen the AFC lately? This system makes B-minus quarterbacks look like A quarterbacks or A-minus quarterbacks.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays at 1 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Father Time and Mother Nature are the only two who have ever gone undefeated. That is fact. So what does that mean for you guys? That means as you get older, there are some very natural things that you may experience. Things like being tired too often, hair loss, weight gain, even erectile dysfunction. But now there's a way to fight back. It's Jeff Symbieta, and New Male has been helping men take care of these things for years with industry-leading testosterone replacement. Men feel better. They perform better. Essentially, men can battle these things that Mother Nature and Father Time throw at you by calling 505-652-1688 or visiting Numale, that's NUMALE.com. Numale is local, right here in Albuquerque. They're convenient, comfortable, and most importantly, they produce results. Guys, men all over the country are benefiting from Numale's treatment. You don't have to succumb to these natural inconveniences. Call Numale and take care of it. Gentlemen, it can happen. Feel like you again. Do this for you. Make the call. 505-652-1688 or visit Numale.com and feel better.
You're the one everyone looks to for answers. Come rain or shine, the job must get done. And you're the one who makes it happen. We get you, Jackie in Fresno, putting your employee safety first. And Manny in Chattanooga, whose local Granger team knows him by name. We're here for you and all the ones who get it done with 24/7 customer support and access to product specialists to help you find what you need. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Where could 5-Hour Energy take you? How about on a $10,000 dream vacation? Imagine visiting a sun-soaked tropical beach, a picturesque ski resort in the mountains, or exploring one of the world's most exciting cities. It's up to you. Just vote for 5-Hour Energy's next delicious flavor. 5 lucky winners will get the trip of a lifetime to their dream destination. Go to 5hevote.com for official rules and to enter. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes ends June 30th, 2022. Must be U.S. resident, age 18 or older to enter. Void where prohibited. Sponsored by Living Essentials, LLC.
What makes mulch so lovable? The texture? Well, it's not just people that love mulch. Your plants do too. Retaining moisture and regulating soil temps, it's the whole package. And when you use Scott's Earthgrow or exclusive Vigoro wood mulches, you can even pick the color. What's not to love? Stop in for mulch and everything else you need this season. It feels like spring at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
30 seconds and you'll have about 5 minutes here.
We deliver with advanced technology and equipment so we can reach over 160 million addresses across the country. We're delivering for thinkers, doers, movers, shakers, groundbreakers, future makers, innovators, trailblazers, disruptors, streamers, dreamers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com.
You'll have about 5 4 or 5 minutes.
Sports with us. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
And you're
Welcome back, Duke City. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal. The boys are live from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. Speaking of John Lopez Real Estate.
I mean, he's in the mix right now.
Not only does he help the community in any way possible, not only is his Instagram absolutely fire, he's dipping his toe in the little boxing promotion now.
What?
Yeah. Tune in tomorrow at 5:15 as we have Catherine Lindemuth, her first professional fight coming up, and our sponsor, John Lopez Real Estate, Coldwell Banker Legacy, is putting her out on her first professional fight.
Lady boxing is crazy. It's crazy.
Yes. Especially the professional boxers from Albuquerque.
Yes.
That's a new level. I'm on a new level.
I used to have a lady in my life, and she got into the world of boxing, and she transitioned from like MMA stuff to boxing.
Okay.
And she was like, "Hey, this skill set should transfer, right? I'm an MMA gal. I'm like a professional MMA fighter. I have won MMA fights all around the world." And she was like, "I'm gonna go box." It's not the same. It's not the same at all.
Well, there's 2 less limbs you can use for one.
That's 100% true. That's 1,000% true.
I'm stoked for that fight, and I'm stoked for that interview tomorrow at 5:15.
Yeah, and just for clarification, first pro one in the books. The next one is the next one. So the first pro one happened last weekend.
Oh my God, I get that backwards?
You did just a little bit, but
I thought it was the first pro.
No, it already happened.
My goodness.
Yeah. It was down in Los Lunas.
See, that's why.
So okay. Hey, Los Lunas is on the come up.
Everybody knows that.
Okay, well, I was just breaking news. So, you know what I thought was neat about talking to Zech just now? Zach McPhearson, plays for the Eagles. He was talking about all the teams want you to take a Wonderlic. He was talking about that, right?
Yeah.
And I know the teams are like, "Hey, on the Wonderlic, this is just between boys here. You do it. We're not going to tell no one." And anyways, you get like these reports of, Jamarcus Russell got a 2 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that means
you get 3 for your name.
Yeah. It means you can't sign your own name. So the thing that's interesting me about that is if you're taking a bunch of them for a bunch of different teams, why am I only hearing about one score? I'm only hearing about one score from every guy. You're telling me you're taking multiples?
So you telling me San Francisco doesn't trust Buffalo's Wonderlic?
Well,
so you take the highest score of how many they did.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I don't know about that. I'm not buying that. I think you take the lowest score because that's the only thing I see reported. Nobody talks to me about Ryan Fitzpatrick and his 48. Everyone talks to me about fill in the dumb blank.
Well, what people say about Ryan Fitzpatrick and his 48 is he went to Harvard. Should have been a 50.
He did go to Harvard. That's a fact.
Flunky.
Hey, Ryan Fitzpatrick takes phone calls and like, "Can you come next week and learn the whole playbook by then?" He's like, "Actually, just got it now." Oh, you're a pretty bright guy there, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
He reads playbooks like the Micro Machine guy gives you terms of agreement on a commercial.
What is that guy's name? I couldn't tell you, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Fast talking guy goes like this.
Micro Machines.
It just hit me because, like, obviously we all have muses in our life, and mine is Vince Vaughn, 2006 to 2008. That's obviously what I'm striving to be in life. But for you,
good goals.
Yeah, yours is Ryan Fitzpatrick. I didn't even realize that. Like everything about you, your look, your personality, your hobbies, your interest. Like aside from being a pro level athlete, there's nothing about you that doesn't completely mirror the existence of Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Didn't have a mullet.
Look, don't try to butter me up because you just set a fire to my mullet last segment.
Yeah.
You can't just come back from that fast.
Well, I would assume with all the product you put in there.
Wait a segment.
Go please. Can't wait a second because Joe West at 5:15 with your boys, and that's going to be a good one, is in the can. So like text during the show or whatever, we'll reach out real fast.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but it was very good. We recorded it about 20 minutes before the show went on because, Joe was like, "Hey, I'm on the East Coast, boys. I'm actually kind of busy. I can't stay up all night. Whatever it is, what it is." We're at 5 o'clock. We're going to talk NFL draft stock and why it's important because you believe that the New York Jets are going to become a world championship team over the course of one round of one draft.
They got 4 picks in the top 38. That's like, you can get 4 studs in that many. Like, there's a lot of sure things in that bunch.
It's like 1/10. Is that right? Like almost 9.8. That's like pretty close.
Sure.
If 1 out of every 9 is you.
Yeah. There's 32 teams in the league.
Yeah, so that was pretty close, what I just said.
Yeah, sure.
Is that not close?
It's super close.
How many picks are in the first?
Music.
32.
Yeah, but the last ones don't count. Those are like second rounders.
Yeah, 27 through 32. That's basically the second
That's
round.
how I feel.
The first 20 is the first round.
When is the Jets' last first round pick? It's 38th.
Well, that's not the first.
Okay, they own the 10th, the 38th, the 111th. Okay, they're not going to be able to do anything.
30.
The draft doesn't matter, Vital. Will you stop claiming that it does?
I need to
round?
get
No.
into this a little more next segment.
I'm going to give you the sponsors whenever we get back. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
JPR wants to help you get away to your backyard. They've got 4 gravel locations with the largest selection of gray and decorative gravel plus sand, crusher fines, base course, topsoil, flagstone, and boulders. Love your landscape. Visit jprnm.com. This report is sponsored by JPR Incorporated. All right, traffic right now northbound on I-25 continues to be quite the problem spot this afternoon. It is shut down at Paseo del Norte due to police activity. You're going to want to avoid that area altogether. We've got significant backups. Find yourself an alternate route. Don't even mess with that right now. Elsewhere around the city, westbound on I-40, slowdowns are starting around the interchange. They're going to go down until Rio Grande. Looks like we've also got to crash on southbound Coors as you approach Montano, seeing some minor delays there right now.
Are you ready to make home homier? Get it done with home equity. Kirtland Federal Credit Union can help with a home equity loan or line of credit. Learn more at kirtlandfcu.org/home equity. Kirtland Federal Credit Union. You belong. An equal housing lender. Membership eligibility required.
This report is brought to you by Kirtland Federal Credit Union.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, the largest selection of in-stock furniture in the state. Locally owned and operated. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is Jim Rome with your Rome Report. Go ahead and book those tee times because the Brooklyn Nets season is over. Finally. And in the end, they could not even muster enough grit or heart to even win one playoff game. You know, that same team that so many people were hyping to win an NBA championship, that same team that some even had winning 70 games. Yeah, well, they couldn't win a single playoff game. And don't come up in here and tell me that they were close in all 4 games. They were swept. They got run out of the playoffs without a single win. That was a team that was supposed to be the last one standing and instead is the first one out. The Lakers barely had time for a few rounds of golf before the Nets joined them. In fact, speaking of LA, how hilarious is it that the 2 preseason title favorites, the Lakers and the Nets, won 1 play-in tournament game between them and 0 playoff games.
Spring means getting stuff done, like cutting, shoveling, and planting. Looks like you're in for a busy weekend. Better grab a 5-Hour Energy with vitamins, caffeine, and nutrients. It will help you cut those chores and those weeds down to size. 5-Hour Energy tastes great and it works fast. So grab that shovel, power up that mower, and turn on the sprinkler. It's time to make your yard the envy of the neighborhood. 5-Hour Energy for every weekend to-do list. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, taillights, trunk lids, license plate holders, 122 million parts. Pull up just a little bit. And headlights. They've got lots of headlights. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Hi, Jeanette here with Highland Rental, reminding any party planners to come by and check out our variety of party rentals. Our staff is ready and happy to help you with your selection of tables, chairs, linen, and more. We offer delivery and setup to help make your event stress-free. Come see us today. We're located at 87 Boulevard Northeast, open Monday through Saturday, 7:30 to 4. For more information on our rental equipment or steel products, call us at 505-293-4100 or visit our website at highlandrental.net. I'll see you soon.
Do you have a property you'd like to sell? We can make you a cash offer in minutes. Visit us at WeBuyNewMexico.com. That's WeBuy30.com. Let us make you a cash offer.
The 25K payday. Text this national keyword to 95819 right now.
Play. Play. Play.
K240BL Albuquerque is 95.9 FM. 610 KNML Albuquerque. The sports animal.
Now betting for the sports animal. Your afternoon drive. Number 2, Menon, Van Nunley, and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Robert Buck D. Gibson.
This is Two Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
And you're up.
Back on the program. We're about 10 minutes away from our interview with Joe West, former Major League Baseball umpire. Not just former, like the Major League Baseball umpire.
That is correct.
Is that how you would describe him?
Yes.
You know, Ohio State is the Ohio State. That's the Joe West. I'm into that. Talking a little NFL before we talk Major League Baseball. And then it's a pretty good show today. I mean, we had some fun guests to start. It's a pretty good show today.
I would like to think.
They're all pretty good.
They're all pretty good shows, Fred.
Get that? You writing this down, Michael?
Don't sell yourself short.
I'm typing it.
Thank you.
Especially the ones when you're in Las Vegas.
I mean, which is coming quickly to an end as the seasons are winding down for both the Cowboys and Cowgirls. A couple tough losses this past weekend for the Cowboys. Don't make me talk about it right now, Van. Whatever. You know how I am.
So, friend of the show who's looking forward to the days where Fred's not here. I'm sorry. Very soon he's going to be here all the time.
Do you think people feel like that? Like they tune in, they're like, "Oh, Fred episode. Ugh, gross."
It's a very small subgroup, but the feedback is very passionate.
Yeah, it's a vocal minority.
Yeah, very vocal minority.
The same people that are like, "Oh, Fred," are the same people that are like, "Got to make sure I'm home in time for the draft." Like it's those same guys.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, I love that they took the draft to 3 days. That to me, that's 3 straight days of NFL football I get to watch.
What are you doing? What is that noise?
The dog lapping water out of a pool of NFL.
Oh, thank God. I thought it was something else.
Is that what you thought it was?
No.
All right. So according to the texter, so it's not the McPhearsons who are the greatest athletic family of all time. It's the Flying Grammaticas.
We didn't get enough time.
Well, we're gonna have more.
We could have had him on for 3 hours.
Yeah, we could have laughed a lot.
Yeah.
Talking about the NFL draft, specifically, you said, "Hey, Fred, over the course of the first 2 rounds, the Jets got 4 picks, and that's a big deal." And I said, "No, it is not."
I know how you feel about draft picks. Basically, the same exact way you feel about linebackers.
They don't matter.
They don't matter.
Yeah, at all.
And if you ask me,
yeah, I'm asking you,
would you rather have a for sure asset that you have NFL tape on, who you know can perform at that level, or would you have X amount of draft picks? I will take the bird in the hand.
Oh, every time.
But
you know what it's worth?
2 in the bush.
That's correct.
Ooh, the Bush family. That's a big family too.
Like George and George Sr.?
Yeah. Jeb and them.
Yeah. Not Kyle.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Kyle.
The race car guy?
Yeah.
No.
What about Reggie?
Is that the guy who does Bush beer?
No, that is Billy.
Oh, Billy Bush.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's not true.
You're thinking of
Anheuser.
You're thinking of Billy Carter.
Anheuser.
Who also had beer.
The best Bush is Anheuser-Busch.
There's an argument to be made.
Like Augustus Cornelius Bush is the best Bush.
What about Burning?
That's a good bush if you're into the Mormon religion.
More people know about the burning bush than Anheuser-Busch. So
Oh,
I think that's the number one bush.
I'm going to say bushwhackers. I'm going to say as far as...
No, that's your favorite. I wouldn't rank them all time.
So I just
They're way up there for me.
put them up there.
So let's say you're a struggling franchise, a la New York Jets, a la Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, also,
you don't need that one sure thing. You need a bunch of those one sure things. And you can get a bunch of them in the NFL draft if you do like the Jets did and punt all their star players and do it for assets. So the Jets have 4 picks in the top 38. And obviously these picks aren't sure things. Anything could happen. Tragedy could befall them. They might have analyzed the guy wrong and he's not as good as they think they are. But 4 picks in the top 40, if you hit that right, it can alter your franchise.
All right, so pick a year real quick. Any year.
Okay, I was looking at last year.
All right, 2017. That's why I just pulled up, okay?
Okay.
Very first overall pick for the Cleveland Browns was who? My microphone's doing a thing. Was who?
Don't do a thing. Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, it was Myles Garrett, okay? He gets kicked out of games for fighting. The Bears then took Mitchell Trubisky, who later had to go and change his name to Mitch because he's in witness protection now, okay? Then San Francisco took a cat named Solomon Thomas. And after I said that, I said, who? The best player to go went right here in Leonard Fournette to Jacksonville. Cut. After that.
You are an insane person.
Did he not get cut?
From the Jags?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. So he's garbage. Can't play. Tennessee Titans took Corey Davis, who, if he is still on a team, I'm surprised to learn that. Your New York Jets had the best pick of all at 6 overall in Jamal Adams.
Who they used for a first and a second round pick.
That's good. I mean,
so they nailed that pick.
That's the one.
And then they got 2 more picks out of it.
Blowing it, the Los Angeles Chargers took Mike Williams, who's afraid to catch a ball.
He is a fantastic wide receiver. You're wrong.
Okay, his hands go up, ball doesn't come down. The Carolina Panthers took Christian McCaffrey, who has played 1 game. His entire professional career, he has played 1 full game.
Okay, the second best running back in the NFL when he's on the field.
Yep, but he's not. Cincinnati Bengals took John Ross. Who? Here's your best pick.
It's not the family's not known for football. It's a painting family.
Nice.
Everyone knows that.
Very good.
Yeah.
10th overall, the Kansas City Chiefs took the 4th best quarterback in the AFC West, Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, you mean MVP and Super Bowl champion Patrick Mahomes?
He caught fire one time. He did okay for a minute. Who is Marshawn Lattimore?
Oh my God, he's so good. He's one of the best cornerbacks in the game.
Who does he play for?
The Saints.
All right. Well, he's still with the team that drafted him. After that, Deshaun Watson. How do you feel about Deshaun Watson? Huh? You going to defend Deshaun Watson? You going to be that guy?
On the field?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll defend the heck out of him.
The Cardinals.
In a massage parlor, not so much.
No.
Allegedly.
Mm-mm. Arizona Cardinals took a kid named Hassan Reddick. No clue who that is. Plays, are you familiar with this position? Linebacker? Seems new. I'm telling you, of all these guys, was there really 2?
Okay, well, you're naming every single person in the draft.
Yes,
and
let me can't draft.
Let me do something here.
Yeah.
So the Jets draft 4th, 10th, 35th, and 38th.
Sure.
Okay. So if we're going to use your 2017 draft example,
yes,
the 4th pick could have been Leonard Fournette. Very good NFL running back, Super Bowl champion.
Should have came out number 1 in the league.
4th pick could have been Jamal Adams. All-pro Jamal Adams, who was traded subsequently for a first and second round pick. They could have drafted Christian McCaffrey, Patrick Mahomes, Marshawn Lattimore, Deshaun Watson, Marlon Humphrey, Jonathan Allen, Evan Ingram, Tre'Davious White, TJ Watt, Budda Baker, Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon. In the top 40, who are all pros.
The Buccaneers took O.J. Howard. You know what you don't do? Draft football players named O.J.
Well, they didn't know that then.
That has been a standing rule since 94.
Oh, I'm talking about the Bills, not the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers should have known better.
Yes.
The Bills made a pretty good pick at the time.
Yeah. Hey, you know what the Browns went around and did? They were like, let's get David Njoku.
Okay,
no.
When I looked at this, I went for last year's draft.
Yes. Go.
Most recent, everyone knows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's say the 4th pick. You could either take Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase. Both all pros as a rookie. That is a money pick. They would have nailed it. Let's go down to their next pick. They could have taken with the next two picks, your favorite player, linebacker from Penn State and the Dallas Cowboys, Micah Parsons, or the very next pick, the best offensive lineman in the draft, Rashawn Slater. So they could have went all pro with those two picks.
Are you talking about last year?
Yes.
No, that's not what last year was.
2021?
That was all quarterbacks. That's the only thing that was drafted last year.
Okay, I see what you're doing. And then 35 and 38. So 35 could have been Javonte Williams, rookie running back, who is going to be really good for a few years, barring injury. And then with the very next pick, you have the choice of defensive linemen, offensive tackles, all who are everyday contributors for their team. So I agree that the proven asset is worth way more. But somebody like the Jets who need multiple holes to fill, this is the plan. If I was the Jets, if I was the Jaguars, if I was some lowly franchise, I'd say, yes, give me the 4 picks in the top 40. You can have the proven commodity. I'm looking 3, 4, 5 years down the road anyways.
There's only one formula to winning Super Bowls. You get Tom Brady or Tom Brady adjacent talent.
Matthew Stafford.
Is Tom Brady adjacent?
Yes.
You want to know how I know? He won a Super Bowl.
They both did in consecutive years in their hometown.
That's pretty good.
You punt your first round picks.
Yeah.
You get a quarterback. You have the Super Bowl in your hometown. Bing, bang, boom.
So regardless of where the Jets draft, is their quarterback still Zach Wilson?
Yes.
They're done. It's over.
Zach Wilson doesn't have any help. We have no idea if Zach Wilson is talented or not because he's on the Jets.
All right. So I'll buy that. I'll buy exactly what you said. Like up until this moment, I'm like, the draft sucks. But if like what you're describing, the Jets are like, cool, let's go get Garrett Wilson. If at 4, they're like, we get Garrett Wilson, then I'm in. Because if you mess around and take this Thibodeau cat or whatever, that's how you lose. Go get someone you can throw the damn ball to, Keyshawn said.
There's a plethora of wide receivers in this draft, and you'll have multiple options in the top 40. But they need a lot of help.
You're telling me they can end up with 2? You're telling me they could maybe get Wilson and maybe that Burks cat?
Hey, real talk, they might not have any picks. The San Francisco 49ers might have all of the Jets picks, and the Jets might have Deebo Samuel on their team.
100% make that trade. 1,000% make that trade. You package Zach Wilson in on that trade, put both those rookie jokes from last year on the same squad. You bring over the best looking guy in the history of all sports, Jimmy Garoppolo.
It's not a bad plan.
No, you know what he'll do? Throw it to Deebo Samuel.
In New York?
Yeah, make it to the playoffs.
A Garoppolo in New York? You kidding me? New York loves their Italians.
You know how many streets would be named so fast?
There's probably already a Garoppolo.
Michael,
it's New York City.
Can you fact check that, please? Michael, are we good to go on Joe West when we get back? All right, you gave me the head nod, which is not good radio, but it works for me.
Thanks, bud.
Yes, you're all ready. We're all ready to go.
There we go.
So you and I, Van, sat down with Joe West. We did it via the phone. We had a lot of fun talking about his new podcast, and we're going to talk a little bit inside baseball. We're going to talk some music. It's going to be a little bit of a laugh, so we're going to do that. And then when we get back, obviously, we'll jump into the NBA playoffs from last night. We'll sit down with Josh Suchon after that. And then at the top of the hour, I was with Clint Hurdle and Todd Helton earlier, and I'll give you what I believe to be the highlights of that before Isotopes baseball tonight. It's 2 Men On, live from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. We're powered by New Mexico Pinion Coffee. Play on Team I-9. We start our days at the YMCA on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Insurance is not a commodity you can buy off the shelf. Get personalized coverage.
Clear, guys. Yeah, Josh was just hooking up, so that's why.
858 Gateway.
Josh was hooking up, and it was real loud. It was like, when and I wanted to just give you a thumbs up.
Traffic right now still dealing with that police activity that has northbound I-25 shut down at Paseo del Norte, and that is causing a whole lot of backups right now. You're going to want to avoid that area altogether. If you can, seek out an alternate route. Also, crash cleanup continuing southbound on Coors as you approach Montano. That's causing some minor slowdowns. And speaking of slowdowns, westbound on I-40, slowdowns as you approach the interchange, and those are going to last until Rio Grande.
This message is brought to you by Blake's Lottaburger.
Juicy, hot, and fresh tasting is what you'll get with the Blake's Lottaburger. Their premium Angus beef patties don't hit the grill until your order is placed because they want you to enjoy every mouthwatering bite. Fresh food is best, found only at your local Blake's Lottaburger.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Shop in store or online at AmericanHome.com. They guarantee you'll pay less. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
Sports Animal and JPR Decorative Gravel present the Rockin' Brew Book Drive. Help us put books in the hands of kids for summer. And you can save some cash at your favorite breweries, too. Bring new or gently used children's books to participating breweries, and you'll receive $1 off each beer you buy that day. Breweries like Sidetrack Brewing or Either Quarter Celtic Brew Pub, plus lots more. Save $1 off a beer and help our community at the same time. Get the full list of drop-off locations online now at sportsanimалabq.com.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches, weakness, or discomfort in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 selling nerve care company. Nervive contains alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, and B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live your life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com.
How do you make the most of your land? If you ask the Wrens, who run with us on a John Deere mower, they tell you,
I mow first, then I do all the trimming.
But the Hubbards, who work behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, would say,
if it's something you want, just go after it and try it.
Then there's the Mosers, who may mention from the seat of their John Deere Gator UTV.
You can't be all work and not play.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
What makes mulch so lovable? The texture? The smell? Well, it's not just people that love mulch. Your plants do too. Retaining moisture and regulating soil temps, it's the whole package. And when you use Scott's Earthgrow or exclusive Vigoro wood mulches, you can even pick the color. What's not to love? Stop in for mulch and everything else you need this season. It feels like spring at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver with advanced technology and equipment so we can reach over 160 million addresses across the country. We're delivering for thinkers, doers, movers, shakers, groundbreakers, future makers, innovators, trailblazers, disruptors, streamers, dreamers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/delivering.
You want it right today. Get it done the Daniels way. Daniels, plumbing, heating, and air.
Imagine living in total comfort this winter with warm, clean, healthy air. The Halo LED actively seeks out and removes dust, dander, germs, odors, allergens, mold, and is proven to kill 99.9% of viruses in the air and even on surfaces. Keep your family breathing healthy and happy. Call Daniels today at 898-8860. 898-8860.
The Duke City's home for sports. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Welcome back from the break, and joining us on the program is Joe West. And you're like, Fred, Joe West? Yeah, the Joe West, like of over 5,000 Major League Baseball games umpired, Joe West. Joe, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you so much for having me. This will be fun.
Yeah, this is going to be
I look forward to it.
The Cowboy Joe West joining us because he has a new podcast. And help me out here, Joe. Is it 5460? Is it 5,460? How are you identifying the name of this one?
Well, they named it 5460 because that's the number of regular season games I worked. I had another 135 after that, working the playoffs and the All-Star games and stuff. so the total number is really 5595. But we use the regular season games to mark this so everybody can find it.
5460, the Joe West podcast, set to launch on May 2nd. What do the loyal listeners, what do the friends of the show, what should they expect out of this podcast, Joe?
Well, I hope they realize that after they hear a couple of episodes that umpires aren't two-headed monsters that everybody makes them out. We're real people like everybody else, and it's so far it's been really fun. We've had a couple of guests on already, and these are all taped, just like your show. And we've had Rick Hummel from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. He was a Hall of Fame sports writer.
Close friend of mine, personal friend of mine, yeah.
Yeah. Mark Grace did one, and we had Kelly Chase sneak in and surprise him. He's an old hockey player that Mark was in the minor leagues when Kelly was too.
Personal friend of mine too, Joe. You got all my St. Louis connections.
Yeah. But and we've got a lot of people that we're going to have on there. I mean, I just spoke to a guy that was just inducted in the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame named Ronnie Barnes. You might not know that name, but Ronnie Barnes was the first African-American trainer in the NFL.
Okay.
And he and I went to college at East Carolina for a semester. And he stayed, and I transferred to Elon and played football at Elon. And he was there through his whole college career. And then he signed on with the Giants, I want to say in the late 70s. And he's the director of their medical services, and he's a legend in the sports athletic trainers field. And so we're going to have him on, and this will be a lot of fun because the whole thing about this is that this doesn't need to be controversial. We're going to tell stories that are fun and how people have a good time in places we've been and seen and done, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Launching on May the 2nd, the 5460 podcast, part of Podcast Heat. You can connect with the show at Joe West 5460 on Instagram and Twitter. You said East Carolina, Joe. I mean, that makes you a pirate. How do you get a nickname like the Cowboy?
Well, I had written a song and sent it to Jimmy Belkin, who was Merle Haggard's fiddle player.
Woohoo!
And when he got it, he called me up. He says, if we give this to Merle, he cuts it. You can't do anything with it. He said, you're already a major league umpire. He says, why don't you put it out as kind of a novelty and see what happens? So we put it out in I want to say 84, 85. And I'm still selling that album. I get requests, once or twice a week for one of those. It's been fun. And I was really lucky that I befriended these people because they're places I go and the band just gets me up on stage. I went to see the Oak Ridge Boys at the Strawberry Festival the other day, and they said, well, we want you to come up and sing Elvira with us. And I said, no, I'm not getting up there to sing your biggest hit with you. I'm staying right back here where I belong.
You didn't do the papa, mow, mow.
Richard wanted me to do that, but the Oak Ridge Boys actually called the White Sox and asked if they could sing the national anthem when I broke the record for most games umpired. So they were there in May in Chicago when I broke the record.
A big Merle Haggard fan over here. That's cool. You got to work with Merle.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, big Merle Haggard fan here, Joe. That's really cool. You got to work with Merle. Not only Merle Haggard, but a lot of country music artists you got to dip your toe in on stage. Can you talk about some of those experiences?
Really with that. I met Mickey Gilley had his bar in Texas. The biggest at the time, it was the biggest nightclub in the world. And I guess I was what you'd call a Gilley rat. So I'd go out there and he had just taken off really because he had the song Room Full of Roses, and he had Overlooked an Orchid While Searching for a Rose, and he had just taken off and he had started touring, and he had this kid in his band named Johnny Lee. And Johnny Lee was a backup rhythm guitar player. And so this movie comes to town, and they're going to do this urban cowboy thing with John Travolta. And this song that the producer wanted to record was called Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places.
Sure.
And so I asked Mickey one day, I said, why didn't you record that? I know you had first pick of all the songs. He said, I just didn't like it. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you might be the craziest guy I've ever met. because this song is about your barn. So it was about a month later, I played golf with Don Markham, who was Haggard's trumpet player. And Don said, you know, Joe, said, I've been with Merle 30 years, and I can't tell you the words to any of his songs.
Yeah.
And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, as a musician, you listen for your part where you come in. He said, but I couldn't sing one of his songs. But I know where I'm coming in, and I could come in on somebody else's solo and play for them because I know what's supposed to be played there. And so I got to thinking, I went back and listened to this song, Looking for Love, and it didn't have one piano lick in it. Not one piano lick was in Looking for Love, the original version. And that's why Gilly didn't like it, because he was a piano player. There was no place for him to play. That's why he turned it down. But it's amazing. This job has opened a lot of doors for me that most people could never walk through, you know. So,
Joe, I'm going to be honest. I didn't know you were a musician until the 2016 baseball season when the Los Angeles Dodgers all game played your music as their walkout music. I thought that was a really cool moment. What was that like when you're sitting there behind home plate and you're like, wait, this is my song?
Well, they were trying to kiss up to me because Kershaw and I had a little battle the night before, and I think it was Utley that went to Dave Roberts and said, "You don't want him to be really mad at us. We need to play his music tomorrow when we come to bat."
Yeah. Hey, speaking of little spats, Joe, of all the guys throughout your career, which I think started in 75 or 76, like all the guys you had to toss, who deserved it? Who deserved it the most,
Good
Joe?
question.
Who had it coming?
Well, Earl Weaver never finished the game I was in. And, we used to get, Dick Williams would get kicked out because Dick believed that if the call went against him, he had to go out there and argue. So he got kicked out a lot. But Bobby Cox got kicked out more than anybody.
Okay.
And the next day it was over. It was like nothing happened, But he was. It's quite an array of people, And I don't think I missed too many. I got Whitey. I got Jimmy Leland. I got most of them at one time or another.
Joe, okay, that we talked about the managers. What about the players? Who are the players you're like, you know what, that guy was a jerk to me yesterday. I'm going to poke him a little bit today. The black on his plate is going to be really wide today.
Well, you can't do that because then you're cheating the game.
It's just us.
Really try to, if you have a player that has given you enough grief that you think you've got to do something to him, then you should have kicked him out. So, and I was lucky that way. I mean, I had a lot of ejections, but they were for that reason. That if I got mad at somebody, they were gone.
5460, the Joe West podcast launches on May the 2nd. You can get it everywhere you get podcasts, including iTunes, Spotify, the whole deal. It's part of the Podcast Heat Network. We're speaking with Joe West at Joe West 5460. Joe, obviously you're talking about a lot of guests, and it's not all baseball centric, right? So I want to make sure we know this is walk of life with Joe, right? This is not you're going to interview Angel Hernandez every week.
No, we have all kinds of people. We're going to get Ronnie Barnes on there. I think we're going to get Jackie Autry, Gene Autry's widow. I think she's going to do one with us. And I know that Hawk Harrelson would love to do one. You talk about a guy that used to yell and scream at me. He used to yell and scream at me. And we play golf together now. So it is about getting along with people. And I don't think people realize that baseball is like a family, and you have arguments in families, and some of them are worse than others, but everybody's in it together. And we're all in this thing because it's the special game that it is.
Let's talk about 5460, not the podcast, the number of games umpired. Do you think this is going to be one of those unbreakable records that'll stand the test of time? Are we going to be talking about 5460 like we talk about any of the hollowed records in baseball?
You make it look like this is the 56-game hitting streak or something like that.
It's quite the accomplishment.
The biggest problem with working this many games is they have time off now that we didn't have when I started. They have to go work in replay which we didn't have when I started. And so there's in fact, it took me an extra 5 years to catch Bill Clem because he didn't have any time off. You know, he was the guy's record I broke. He had 5,375 games, but he had them in 37 years, and it took me 44 to get him. So,
all right, Joe, last one for us before we let you go. What is your favorite baseball city, and why is it St. Louis, Missouri?
Well, that's easy. My wife's from there.
Boom.
That wasn't even a trick question, was it?
Just well, and you know, our connection is obviously through my time at KMOX and through my time years ago at KFNS, and to me, there is something special about going into a town that really knows the game and loves the game. Can you tell as an official the difference in a city that's really invested in the play on the field versus a city that is maybe learning the game?
Well, yeah, you know, you take, for instance, a town like Pittsburgh. They don't have a big fan base, but they all pay attention. They all know the game. And you take St. Louis, they draw from, 3-4 states around them?
Easily.
People go in there just for the Cardinals. And then you got Chicago. I used to tell people, they'd say, what was your favorite ballpark? And I would say, well, it used to be Wrigley Field. And they go, really? And I'd say, yeah, because when it got dark, we could quit. They didn't have lights. But you go back and look at all this stuff. You know, Chicago is a good baseball town. And when the Cubs were fighting for the pennant, you know, half the country was watching them. And then you have the Braves, who Turner made them America's team. And but they don't follow the game as well as Chicago or St. Louis or Philadelphia or Pittsburgh, because I guess there's just more for them to do down there. But they're not as astute as the rest of them. And then you have the best example is Yankee Stadium. We made a call there years ago in the playoffs with the Red Sox and the Yankees. And when Alex Rodriguez slapped the glove out of the pitcher's hand,
right,
out of Roy's hand, and Jeff Kellogg and I went down to Randy Marsh and said he reached out with his hand and he interfered. We're going to have to call him out. And we changed it. And they threw everything in the book at us. I mean, somebody threw their car keys at the third base umpire.
Okay.
And it was a BMW too. But anyway, so when the media took up for us and showed everybody that we were right, the next day we walked on the field and we actually got a small standing ovation. I mean, it wasn't boisterous, but they actually applauded us for what we did. And that, you know, you look at that and you go, this is the team that lost. And they are applauding us for making a call that went against them. So you look back on that and they follow the game. They know what's going on, you know. So, and that kind of makes you proud to have something like that happen. Somebody asked me one time, it's just, does anybody ever congratulate you or say good game? I said, well, yeah, but unless it's the losing pitcher, it doesn't mean a whole lot. If the winning pitcher's, you know, he's doing well, he wins and he comes up and says, nice game. Well, that's nice of him to do. But when Greg Maddux walked off the mound, he's losing 1-0, and he said, thanks, good job. Now that means a little something. You know what I mean?
Joe, we're up against a break, but I'd be remiss not to ask you. Let's look at technology in baseball, robot umpires, et cetera, et cetera. What's an old school umpire like you think about the future of umpiring in baseball?
Well, I think the umpiring has taken care of itself. I think that the problem with the robotic umpires is it makes mistakes too. They've shown that robotic umpire misses 7% of its pitches, and when it misses the pitch, it doesn't call anything. I mean, it's not like the plate umpire that you think missed a pitch, and he did call it a ball or a strike, whatever. But when the robotic umpire misses a pitch, it doesn't call anything. So what do you do with that? And what do you do with the check swing? You know, is this robotic umpire going to call the check swing? Is this robotic umpire able to call a foul tip? Is this robotic umpire able to hear or see whether the ball hit a batter in the box? I mean, there's a lot of things that the plate umpire does that we take for granted. You know,
today I learned that robot umpires can blink and miss pitches.
That's what it is.
I'm gonna write this in my journal.
Going into full effect May 16th. You'll see that here at Isotopes Park. Joe West of the 5460 with Joe West, and we're excited, Joe. We're going to tune in. We're going to be fans right out the gate. So thank you for taking the time with us. Anything before we let you go?
Well, I appreciate you just giving me the time. You know, and again, but you got to realize that umpires are human beings too. They all got their feelings, so don't hurt them.
Joe, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Night construction on I-40 between 98th and Unser will take place on April 27th from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Westbound traffic will be reduced to one lane. Drivers should expect delays. NMDOT District 3 is overseeing the project. Mountain States Constructors is performing the work. Visit nmroads.com.
This report brought to you by Mountain State Constructors.
Well, good news is northbound I-25 is moving once again after police activity had that shut down the last couple of hours at Paseo. However, your two right lanes are still blocked approaching Alameda, so do be aware of that. Still going to take a while for things to get back up to speed in that area. Elsewhere around town, we are still dealing with that crash on the ramp from northbound I-25 to eastbound I-40. It's causing some minor slowdowns. Watch out for that going through there. And westbound on I-40, seeing slowdowns between the interchange and Coors.
The Albuquerque Journal and Venue Plus for local insight and answers about pets or puzzles, sports or shopping, comics or movies, events, dining, music, television, and more. Get all your entertainment and recreational questions answered. Subscribe at abqjournal.com.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, the largest selection of in-stock furniture in the state, locally owned and operated. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
With the first pick in the NFL Draft, the BetQL model selects. I'm Joe Ostrowski here to help you beat the books with BetQL. That's right, the BetQL model now has its own mock draft going up against the market consensus. Some plays they still see value on. Over 6.5 Big Ten players drafted in the first round, and they still like Aiden Hutchinson to go number 1 overall. I'm Joe Ostrowski. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetQL app today.
What makes mulch so lovable? The texture? The smell? Well, it's not just people that love mulch. Your plants do too. Retaining moisture and regulating soil temps, it's the whole package. And when you use Scott's Earthgrow or exclusive Vigoro wood mulches, you can even pick the color. What's not to love? Stop in for mulch and everything else you need this season. It feels like spring at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver with advanced technology and equipment so we can reach over 160 million addresses across the country. We're delivering for thinkers, doers, movers, shakers, groundbreakers, future makers, innovators, trailblazers, disruptors, streamers, dreamers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/delivering.
Hey, it's Scott Stigler for Indigo Mortgage. Interest rates are creeping up, but that online lender that rhymes with pocket says you can get a super low rate with them. Ben Lucero at Indigo Mortgage says, don't be fooled. Any mortgage lender can get you a low rate. It just depends how much you're willing to pay to buy down that rate, or if you're willing to take an adjustable rate mortgage. Usually, lenders offering a crazy low rate are being dishonest, because if borrowers look at the fine print, they'll see that rate ends up costing thousands of dollars. These are the gimmicks unscrupulous lenders use to get you to call. Before you know it, you're in a bad deal. Trust a local lender like Indigo Mortgage instead. Call 836-5700 or go to indigomortgage.net. If you think you're getting a low rate from an internet lender, get an offer from Indigo Mortgage and compare. That'll be an eye-opener. 836-5700 or indigomortgage.net. Nobody cares more about your mortgage loan than Indigo Mortgage. NMLS 188348.
When some people peek under the hood, their first thought is, what's all this? You may as well be asking them to translate hieroglyphics in the Valley of Kings. If, on the other hand, you know automotive inside and out, from starter to tailpipe, good news. We're not looking for translators, but we need great mechanics like you.
If you have 5 years experience working service space, Leonard Tire and Automotive Repair is hiring. Simply email your resume with contact info to leonardtire@aol.com. Leonard Tire and Automotive Repair has the career you are looking for.
Spring means getting stuff done, like cutting, shoveling, and planting. Looks like you're in for a busy weekend. Better grab a 5-Hour Energy with vitamins, caffeine, and nutrients. It will help you cut those chores and those weeds down to size. 5-Hour Energy tastes great and it works fast. So grab that shovel, power up that mower, and turn on the sprinkler. It's time to make your yard the envy of the neighborhood. 5-Hour Energy for every weekend to-do list. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVP.
Bye, guys. Here we go. 3 minutes here coming up.
For every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Opening Drive with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Weekday mornings from 7 till 10 on 95.9 FM and
you're up.
The Sports Animal.
Michael, cut the music. Oh, my God. We only got like 2 minutes here, bro. That interview with Joe West ran.
All right, let's go.
That's like a 20-minute blow we just did right there.
And one thing I found out is that Pittsburgh fans are just as knowledgeable as St. Louis Cardinal fans.
There's just a lot less of them, though. I mean, let's be real transparent with that.
That's not what I heard. Is that what he said in the interview?
He said, here's what he said. He said, they might not come out as much, but they love the game.
He's like, I have every color of shirt except for black and yellow.
Yeah.
That's what I heard him say. That's what I heard him say.
The only shirt you need to have right now is green because the Boston Celtics put it on them Nets last night.
Yes, sir.
Them Nets are garbage.
Rip.
Kevin Durant can play with anyone because when you're so soft, anything can mold to you. But everyone else on that team, garbage.
That's what Bruce Lee said, right?
That's what he said.
Be a pillow.
He said, be like Durant.
Be handful of feather.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
But here's what he said about Ben Simmons. Be anywhere else.
Be Pillsbury Doughboy.
Yeah, that's what he said. Gosh, Ben Simmons. What quote did you find earlier? He said he told coaches his back hurt because of a mental trigger.
Yeah, that's basically it. I could just stop there. No, you know what? Let's read it. Ben Simmons, in a meeting with Nets officials, told them that he has a mental block. And this isn't a direct quote, okay? This is paraphrasing.
Got it.
He has a mental block that exists dating all the way to last summer's postseason.
Well, you don't say.
It's creating stress
that
can serve as a trigger for his back issues.
Ben Simmons is a trigger for every issue in my life.
Know how seriously and important we hold mental health on this show?
As a guy who has suffered and is currently still recovering? Yeah.
Correct. And samesies, I get my waves. I feel like he's trolling people like us.
Yes. Yeah.
He's like, I'm just going to do whatever I want, and I'm going to blame it on this.
That is yes.
He is describing.
He went to LSU, and Shaq doesn't even like him. Put that in perspective. Make that make sense.
He is describing, in layman's terms in the medical field, it's called Indian jumping pains.
All right. What is that?
That means you can just hurt wherever you want. It's like, oh, my back hurts. Must be my mental health.
You're talking about fibromyalgia.
Oh, my gosh. My elbow hurts. Must be my mental health.
This is literally called fibromyalgia, and it's only cured by smoking weed. It's only cured by the most fun thing that you can do.
Note to self.
Get fibromyalgia.
Acquire fibromyalgia. I know no way I spelled that right.
Whenever we get back from the commercial, the guy who cures what ails me, Josh Suchon, will be joining us. We're going to talk Isotopes baseball. It's 2 Men On live from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. We're powered by New Mexico Pinon Coffee. We play on Team I-9, and we start our days at the YMCA Central New Mexico. It's 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
You've heard the latest news, traffic, and weather, but there's something else you should hear. Consider getting a COVID-19 booster, as recommended by the CDC. Sponsored by BioNTech and Pfizer. This report is sponsored by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Well, good news is northbound I-25 is moving once again after police activity had that shut down the last couple of hours at Paseo. However, your two right lanes are still blocked approaching Alameda, so do be aware of that. Still going to take a while for things to get back up to speed in that area. Elsewhere around town, we are still dealing with that crash on the ramp from northbound I-25 to eastbound I-40. It's causing some minor slowdowns. Watch out for that going through there. And westbound on I-40, seeing slowdowns between the interchange and Coors.
Gas prices suck, and if you've got a gas guzzler, now's the time to fight the suck. Get into Malloy Los Lunas and pick up one of our 30 vehicles rated over 30 miles per gallon. Plus, we want to give you a $1,000 gas card. No purchase necessary. Visit MalloyLosLunas.com. See dealer for details.
This report is brought to you by Malloy Los Lunas.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Shop in store or online at AmericanHome.com. They guarantee you'll pay less. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is Maggie Gray with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by 5 Hour Energy. 5 Hour Energy for every weekend to-do list. There was some understandable eye-rolling when Kyrie Irving said that he, Kevin Durant, the Nets general manager, and Nets owner have to figure out what's next for the future of the franchise. Isn't it fair to question if he should be in that inner circle still? I wouldn't be surprised if after all the drama in Brooklyn, Kevin Durant starts to get a wandering eye to see if there's greener pastures elsewhere. I'm Maggie Gray.
The Jim Rome Show.
Somehow, Urban Meyer was back in the news. Quote, the most toxic environment I have ever been a part of inside Urban Meyer's disastrous year with the Jaguars. End of quote. Not only does it sound like the most toxic environment ever, it sounds like the dumbest environment ever. I literally hope this is the last time I ever have to talk about this guy, but you and I both know that that is an absolute impossibility.
The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays at 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches, weakness, or discomfort in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 selling nerve care company. Nervive contains alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, and B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live your life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com.
How do you make the most of your land? If you ask the Wrens, who run with us on a John Deere mower, they tell you,
I mow first, then I do all the trimming.
But the Hubbards, who work behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, would say,
if it's something you want, just go after it and try it.
Then there's the Mosers, who may mention from the seat of their John Deere Gator UTV.
You can't be all work and not play.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
If you need quality tools and equipment, the day to buy is Thursday, April 28th at Frank's Supply Company. Frank's Supply is family-owned since 1953 and offers sales and rentals on tools and equipment for the personal user. DeWalt 20-volt hammer drill and impact driver combo kit, only $259. Comes with free LED headlamp. Milwaukee 12-volt hammer drill and impact driver combo kit, only $269. Comes with free tool gift. Yes, Frank's Supply is giving customers free gift with purchase on many hot sale items. Product demonstrations by over 30 men.
My guys, 30 seconds.
Is on sale for one day only this Thursday, April 28th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Frank's Supply, your complete source for sales and rental, tools and equipment. Come by Frank's Supply. 3311 Stanford Drive. That's
here we go, guys.
Stanford Drive Northeast, or call 884-0000. That's 505-884-0000.
Don't miss the opening drive with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Start your morning weekdays at 7. 95.9 FM and
here we go, guys. And you're up.
Sports Animal.
Is this like a song Josh picked? Like, what is this?
I told you no, Toby Keith.
Is this Toby Keith?
Brantley Gilbert, whoever that is.
Is he new?
I have no idea.
Brantley Gilbert?
Like two first names? Like he died previously and was reincarnated and he still kept his original name before death?
Maybe.
He's a bench guy on the Celtics. Brantley Gilbert, isn't he?
Josh, is Brantley Gilbert, does he ride the pine for the Seattle Supersonics?
He does not ride the pine for the Albuquerque Isotopes. I know that.
Boys are at home tonight, huh? How you feeling, Josh? How's the team?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling close to 100%. Not quite back yet, but I feel a whole lot better.
Who else are you dishonest with in life? Because I saw you earlier. I'm going to say you're like a hard 50% right now.
You thought I was only 50%?
No, I'm being generous. I'm being generous.
Wow. So really, I was like 40%, and I was trying to tell people that I was like 80% today.
All right. So you do the math on that. And then any game broadcast by Josh has a 100% chance of being entertaining. So that puts you at roughly like 75, 80%. I'm buying that.
That's good.
All right. We're gonna go with that.
There's a lot of presidents that are C students, so that's pretty good.
Well, have you ever taken a Wonderlic, Josh?
I've never planned to.
What? Hold up. What if all three of us do it, though, and then we rate the scores, and then we use that for the remainder of our friendship, professional and otherwise, to know the tier of greatness between us?
I've heard enough of the questions to know that I would not be good at that. I'm very good at like an actual answer. I'm good at researching things. I'm not good at what are some of the questions they ask you?
Hey, this guy Googles, first of all. Hey, right here. Hey, Josh Googles. You a Bing guy? Google guy?
Oh, I'm a Google guy.
All right, I'm going to give you some Wonderlic sample questions while Van takes over while I Google myself.
Okay.
The Topes are back home. They were lucky enough or good enough or smart enough or gosh darn it, people like them.
Yeah.
To turn it around over the weekend to make it a more competitive series. What was the big turning point over the weekend to get that momentum and take it right back home?
They got hits.
Oh, there we go. Sweet.
They started hitting. Friday, they hit 5 home runs. You win a lot of baseball games when you hit 5 home runs.
Thank you, John Madden.
Yeah. No, I mean, seriously, they basically outslugged Round Rock on Friday. And then Sunday, they got a bunch of hits, but also their defense Sunday was the best that it's been all year. They turned a couple of double plays. Montero made a diving catch at third. They made all the routine plays. They made some tough plays. The defense has been disappointing for most of this season, and I know that they are better than what they have shown defensively. And once they start playing defense the way that they have the ability to do, I think they're going to win a lot more games because they've just given away too many base runners, too many just extra 90 feet. And they did not do that Sunday. They were really good defensively. Just ending the game with a 4-6-3 double play. First of all, I love ending games with double plays.
Oh, it's a beautiful
so great.
thing.
It's, the other team like, oh, we got to rally. Here we go. Nope. Ground ball, 4-6-3 double play. It's over. I think that did wonders for them. And I'm expecting them to carry that over this series this week.
Before we get into our impromptu Wonderlic, one of the most popular nights of the year tonight, 50-cent hot dog night at the Lab. Did your doctor tell you not to have 8 or 9 hot dogs tonight, or what's your over under?
Good question.
You guys want to take a guess of what my number would be tonight?
You tonight, before, during, and after.
Vegan.
Because you're vegan, you will eat 10 hot dogs.
Van?
Well, I'm going to say a nice round 0 because me and you are in that veggie boat.
So I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not a vegan, but I don't eat hot dogs. I'll be 0. The last time I ate a hot dog was July of 2020. No, 2000. July of 2000.
That's way farther.
I went to Dodger Stadium, and I heard all about the Dodger dogs my whole life. So I had one in the press box. I thought it was disgusting, and I've not eaten a hot dog since.
Same thing happened to me with the Rolling Stones.
Did you just go dry on that hot dog, or is it mustard and onion and relish?
Ointments are important.
Only.
Oh, ketchup.
I'm an ointment guy.
There's a problem.
All right, Josh. A biker travels 5 feet in 0.5 seconds at this exact speed. How far will the biker travel in a minute?
Oh, man. So I'm going to need like a pen and a calculator. And I can figure out an ERA. I can figure out an on-base percentage. I can figure out slugging percentage. I can figure out your batting average on balls in play. I can figure out your whip. I can figure out, if you've hit 13 home runs in 47 games, I can figure out what pace you're on over 150 games. I got no idea what that question is.
All right, Van's got a guess. Okay. And keep in mind, I'm sitting across.
Yeah, you cannot
cross
see my
the studio from Fred.
Right.
Is it 600 feet?
It is 600 feet.
Pow!
All right. All right. How long is a skein of yarn?
Oh, now he's just making stuff up.
Yeah, he's totally making stuff up.
This is classic. Like,
you know when this stopped being fun? A minute ago.
Yeah, the second that Mark Twain started putting his measuring stick to it, that's whenever. Josh, the homestand tonight is going to be a good one. I think, is it 5 out of 6 games or promo nights? Like, there's a bunch of reasons to come out in the ballpark. Obviously, I will be there tonight. I'm going in front of the show, Ned James. We're going to hang out. We're going to enjoy the ball game. What is the can't miss night this week, Josh?
Ooh, well, I mean, the great part of what we do is that we try to do a little something for everybody, right?
Yeah, smart.
So it's a hot dogs tonight. We've got morning baseball. We've got brunch with the Topes on Thursday, right? Friday, Bark in the Park, and also have those mariachi beanies. Saturday, Little League night, Women in Sports night, fireworks. Sunday, water bottles.
Oh, that's
and Sunday's day baseball. So again, we got morning baseball, we have afternoon baseball, and we have night baseball.
I don't know if you caught the Joe West interview, which aired right before you, but we asked, and yeah, Joe's still selling a couple albums a week. So who knew?
Cool. I heard the last about 6 or 7 minutes of it.
I mean, nice of him to take the time, right?
It was.
I mean, he's a guy. I mean, he's out there. He's making big moves. He's the podcast guy now. I'm a fan. That's all.
Why wouldn't you be a fan?
That's all I'm trying to say, boys. Josh, what time's first pitch?
First pitch is at 6:35.
All right. So
and the on deck show is at 6:15. And Fred, you were there when Clint Hurdle and Todd Helton spoke. By the way, I thought everyone asked really good questions today.
Well, yeah, because you led the pack.
No, it was no. JJ Buck started us off.
Hey.
No, like I'm not trying to be like joking. I'm like dead serious. I thought everyone asked really good questions, and I thought we got really good answers.
I agree. Well, and also, like, isn't it fun to like see JJ because he's full on fan, but he's also sports professional.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when he's like, excuse me, Mr. Helton, I just, as a kid, I had your baseball. Here's my question.
Dude, that was me when I met Ricky Henderson. I got to interview Ricky my first year with the Topes. He happened to be in Sacramento when that was the A's affiliate, and that was me. And got an interview with him, and I was terrified, but I was also like excited. Josh, 12-year-old Josh was out of his mind.
I had that same moment with Booker T. When I met the 5-time world heavyweight champion Booker T. I was like, this is it. This is I've made it to the pinnacle. I'm at the top.
Not the Booker T who made green onions. Booker
No.
T and the MGs. A wildly different Booker T.
Van, who would that be for you? Who would be your like, oh my goodness?
Yeah,
I
that
can't
you've
believe
met.
I'm interviewing him.
It would be a fictional character, probably somebody from The Wire.
Okay.
If I got to meet,
come on.
if I got to meet a fake person, if we're talking baseball, probably Lance Berkman.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, Lance.
So is he still a head coach at like at Rice or something like
He's
that,
at
or
Rice.
Houston Baptist or somewhere like that?
I interviewed Lance Berkman years ago, and he's very Southern.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He still had a flip phone past the point where you should have a flip phone. And I was like, this all tracks. This makes out.
I would definitely go Killer Bees #1, but I got to hang out with them when I was a kid. So
Yeah.
I've never met or known Lance Berkman. So I go Lance.
And obviously the answer for all three of us is Mike Vitale.
Yes.
There we
Naturally.
go. Josh, you're doing a killer job. I will see you this evening, and best of luck to the boys night. Who's on the bump?
Matt Dennis for Albuquerque.
Oh, he's very good.
And Emmanuel de Jesus for Sacramento.
Okay, what's the hardest name to pronounce this homestand?
The third baseman for the Isotopes.
That's not fair. I mean, come on.
I
you've
get
had a lot of
75
practice.
chances, and he said it for me into my phone. I play it for the PA announcer in every city we go, the radio announcer in every city we go, and we all look at each other and we're like, really?
30.
Whenever we get back, I took some highlights from the press conference today. We'll run them down to you. Josh, you're the best.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Isotopes press conference after the break. 2 men on, live from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. We're powered by New Mexico Pino Coffee. We're playing Team I-9. Starter days at the YMCA Central New Mexico. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
It's going to intro the thing before we start it.
Well, traffic right now, a couple of crashes to make you aware of. Northbound I-25 as you approach Alameda, that one's affected.